Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, dear guests, herzlich willkommen zu unserem Sonntagsfest. Welcome to our Sunday program. Gibt es jemand, der kein Englisch versteht? Okay. We have space here, so please, if you can come a little closer. I know we have 3 guests here for the first time, actually my old friend Joel and 2 of his friends who came, so welcome to you again. Anyone else here for the first time? Yes, you look like. Okay. Wow. Nice. Thank you all for coming today. So we have now a lecture. You will hear some philosophy. Somebody will come and try to explain a little bit the basics of our understanding, the understanding of Bhakti. And we are very fortunate today. We have a special guest with us. His Holiness Bhakti Vasudeva Swami. He is, so he's on the way. I just realized that I forgot to bring his biography. I should have written of him. I will just introduce him when he's here. But maybe I can use the time to make a small announcement, which is also an important one. And I'm doing this on behalf of Ramdas. You know, Ramdas is responsible for our events, including the Sunday program. And we have been discussing, as we usually do, how can we improve our programs. And one thing that we were reflecting on, how can we maybe bring more quality to the experience of the Sunday program. And we are analyzing the different program points. You can hear me, right? We were thinking, how can we improve? Hare Krishna. So this was just a teaser of the point I would like to share with you, and now you have to wait till after the class. You can go on. So let us welcome Maharaj by loudly chanting Hari Bol.
So we just go straight to the class, or we do it a ritual?
Huh? I will introduce you first.
Okay.
Wow, it's a long introduction. I will make it a bit shorter. So His Holiness Bhakti Vasudeva Swami is one of our sannyasis. He's a monk who has taken what we call the final vow. He has completely renounced this world. He doesn't have any material relationships. He doesn't have any possessions. He's just dedicating his time for sharing Krishna consciousness with others. And traditionally the sannyasi is traveling all over the world, and that's what Maharaj is doing. He's traveling also to Zurich regularly. And thank you. It's a little more convenient. Maharaj is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami, who is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and he's very popular amongst the academic field, trying to inject God consciousness in the academic field. So Maharaj is giving many programs to the intelligentsia in this world, but he's also very happy to speak to in the temples like he's doing today. And apart from his academic qualification, we in Zurich came to admire Maharaj for his personal and loving affection for all of us and his humorous way of giving talks. And today we'll speak about the topic love in action. Thank you, Maharaj, for coming again. Hare Krishna.
Gurvi. Chaitanya Manovistam, Safetam Yenabhutare, Swayam Rupa Kadam Yadapista. Pandit Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Sarvabhuta, Buddhadaya Vistavato, Sita Chandra, Anchakapatari Vachara Kripasindhu. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Varavani Chari Nirvishesha Swami Bhakti. So, welcome everyone to this afternoon gathering here, this kind of Zurich. And for someone who is treading on the path of Krishna consciousness, the very phenomenon of love becomes demystified. People in general, love is a mystery. But because people assign different definitions of love, and people have different hermeneutics, different interpretations of what love is. And so, when something has no definitive, denotative explication, no definite meaning, people have to assign different type of meanings based on their own understanding, based on their own views or perspectives, and it makes that phenomenon very concept to comprehend. So that is the case with the psychological construct of love. Love is a psychological construct because you cannot measure the breadth, length, and height of love, but you can measure the effect of love. And so, according to General Bhishmadev, he says that love means reposing all of our affection in one lovable object. All of the affection, one lovable object. And therefore, let's decipher between attraction and love. Suppose you say you're a young lady, very brilliant. You finish your studies, and you saw somebody, and you're very attracted to this person. Or you're a man, you saw some lady, very beautiful lady, and you're attracted to this person. Sometimes I hear people say, love at first sight. Are you familiar with this term? Love at first sight. Let's take another common phenomenon, a crush. Say someone has a crush on you. And this happens all the time, and people are proud of it. Oh, I had a crush on that man. I had a crush on that lady. Oh, she's so beautiful. In fact, she's so irresistible. So I had a crush on her. Okay, this is attraction. This is love. Is that correct? This is love, correct? Huh? A form of love? Okay. Attraction is a form of love. What do you say about it?
Well, attraction is attraction and love is love.
Attraction is attraction.
Love it is.
Attraction is attraction.
Love is God. There is no other path.
Remove God inside the story. I don't believe in God. If you meet somebody who does not believe in God, how are you going to explain about the concept of love? Remove God from the scenario. Because most people you meet, see, in my discipline, management science, the professor, my colleagues, most of them they don't believe in God. So if someone does not believe in God, how are we going to explain, what are we going to tell them about love? Yes, tell them. What's your understanding of love?
Yeah, I should think and maybe later connect.
So, sometimes people were discussing on a similar topic in London, Alemania. And that was love relating to community building. So, in our own literature, one of our acharyas, his name is Rupa Goswami, in his famous classical writing called the Nectar of Instruction or Upadhyaya, he mentions about 6 basic principles, tools in creating love and relationships. 6 basic principles. Yes, President. You remember some of them? Can you tell us some of them? 6 principles. How to create love. And that does not define love. But these principles, they create love and relationships. If we want to create love and relationship with somebody, what do we do? Okay, we'll come to that. Let's just a minute. Let's talk about this concept or this phenomenon of love first. Let's understand it properly. Because the very misunderstanding of this terminology, the very misconstruement of this phenomenon has led to destructions in various cities. And so, we're talking about attraction. Say someone is attracted to the other, and we call this love at first sight. Okay, someone has a crush on somebody. In other words, sexually, romantically attracted to somebody, and we call this love. Okay. What about when that same body becomes, say, 80 years old? Okay, so this is a lady, very vibrant, 17 years old, 18 years old, 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever. At that time, they are very vibrant. And you are attracted to this person. Or it's a young boy, young dude, and young. See, attraction is there for both sexes, male or female. Oh, yes. And so we get attracted to somebody because of their vibrancy, because of their physical features, because of the way they talk, because of the way they move, because of their eyelashes. And these days you can also increase your eyelashes. You can buy artificial eyelashes and then put it on. So, the point is that when we talk about love, if we take a cue from General Bishpandev's definition of love, we have to repose all of affection in the lovable object. So if this person, if we just attracted to somebody based on physical beauty, for instance, they're very beautiful. And when they're getting old, they're going to wane. They're going to have different features that you never expected. And traditionally, if we are attracted to somebody because of the physical feature only, our love for that person will wane with age. And therefore, I can give you a typical example. There was a case of a girl who was in love with one guy. And then somehow or the other, unfortunately, she had a problem. She had a problem where she was injured. And so she was hospitalized. And then the boyfriend would go there every day. And after some months had passed, he would go there once in a week. And when the period of the hospitality got really extended, because it was a serious, she sustained serious injuries. And then he will come like maybe once or twice in a year. And he found another love. So he stopped going there. He had developed a contingency plan. Contingency plan means I'm following plan A, and I have this plan. So if I don't get through with plan A, I'll pursue plan B, because this is, what I have to meet the expectation. So if somebody has a contingency plan, that is not love, because it does not fit into General Bishman's definition of all of our affection in one lovable object. And if we take that into consideration, then the very concept of love that we're talking about, different type of loves, I love you because of. The because type of love is very ephemeral, very transitory. And we see this all the time, that people get even married, and then they get attracted to another person. Sometimes they fall prey to the agitations of the mind and the sense. They fall prey to lust. And they become statistics, social statistics. And sometimes that results to fractured marriage, divorce. Because most people, they can't bear the insult of their partner going to have an affair with another person. This is one of the main causes of divorces on the planet. So would we say just being attracted to somebody is love? Obviously no. By definition, by following the cue of General Bishman's definition. Yes, attraction must be there, but there are some substantive factors that will brighten up that very loving relationship. Also, we find cases where someone may be lovingly or affectionately disposed towards you, but then the whole idea is to buy you over so that they can have full control over your life. You cannot make your own decisions. In other words, people also show some type of affection, give gifts, and portend some type of confidentialities and all this stuff, or even consistency to be able to generate trust. But then, the whole idea, and young people should hear this. The whole idea is to control you. You become a puppet, you can make a decision yourself. So this is also how to use emotions to manipulate people. And because we are searching for love. In most cases, we place our love in the wrong places. And because we place our love in the wrong places, the expectations are not met, and we get frustrated. I've seen people who commit suicide because of this very concept. Misplaced concept, misunderstanding, misconstruement. And then a very misapplication of the ideology that we are loving objects, and we are meant to be loved. Yeah, it is true. Humans, we are meant to be loved. We want love, and we want people to love us. We want to also invest our love, our affection in someone. But in most cases, because we don't make a graphic explication of what we really need, it makes it difficult to trust people in terms of love. So, attraction in itself alone does not create a merit. Just physical attraction alone, love at first sight, I get attracted to you at first sight. In other words, you say the very literature have a specific definition for this. Like a crush. A crush simply is a crush is a euphemism for lust. Euphemism is a language structure where you use very fanciful words to describe something that is unpalatable. Like Lord Krishna, when he left, when Akura came to pick him up, Balaram, to go to Mathura because of Kamsa's call. So when they were leaving, they were on Akura's chariot, and when they were leaving, these Krishna's gopis, they came, they were wailing, crying. Some of them, they placed themselves on the road. They wanted Akura to crush them with his chariot. They can't leave. They can't leave to see Krishna live and die. If we look at that situation very carefully, we know that is the reposition of one's affection in one movable object. That you're ready to die for that situation, for that person. You're ready to die for that person. The gopis were very smart. Krishna used a euphemism to diffuse all of their anger, all of their pain. He used a simple euphemism. He said, hey, Sakis, don't worry, I am going to pacify Kamsa. You see, Krishna used a word, nice word, fanciful word, to describe a situation that is really ugly. He's going to kill Kamsa. In other words, he told them, I'm going to kill Kamsa. So immediately they left the road. But he told them, I am going to pacify Kamsa. Sakis, don't worry, I'm going to come. And I will come back. So crush, talking about euphemism. Crush is a euphemism for lust. A 17-year-old girl, she told me how 25-year-old gentleman, very well situated in profession, cars, his own house, was pursuing her for a relationship. I move around and I relate also with young people. Sometimes the stories I hear, they help to infuse in me more information culture, social information culture on the planet. So this girl, at some point in time, she got so much pressured by this gentleman that she didn't want the relationship. All that she could do one day was to tell this man, just to diffuse that tension. She told this gentleman that, see, I have something to tell you. And so he was very, very eager to listen, to hear what the girl would say. He'd been pursuing this girl for a long time. And then the girl said, see, you don't love me. You kept saying you love me, but you don't love me. That you are lusty after me. When the guy heard this, he was completely devastated. And that was the end of the pursuit for a relationship. He stopped. He was so angry because the girl was saying the right thing. Sometimes the truth is very bitter. So when we pursue someone based on their physical features alone, that is actually not love. It's called lust. L-U-S-T. For majority of people on the planet, they don't know the difference between love and lust. If someone comes to tell you, say you're a beautiful girl, someone comes to tell you, oh, I love you so much, and I can't sleep without you. I mean, I want you to be by my side. And sometimes the girl thinks, oh, he's dying for me. I have to be compassionate. Let's fall in love. So again, we find that this very misconception is creating a disruption in relationship. Because we find cases where people are married, duly married, and they get attracted to another person. And they rationalize that, I fallen in love. I found my love. Therefore, we should understand what it takes to be a lover and beloved. Yes, we can't deny the fact that we need love. In fact, it's part of our existence. But we have to repose the love in the proper place, that we will not have regrets in the future. And therefore, following Bishop Dave's definition, reposing our love or reposing our affection in one lovable object could be a challenge. Oh yeah, could be a challenge. Why? Because we are conditioned. We are conditioned means that, in most cases, we don't really get proper understanding of what our decision is, what our feeling, thinking, and willing could bring. And so it makes our life really very challenging. We're social animals. We can't do, in most cases, majority of people cannot do without a partner, without someone by the side. And therefore, we need to understand what it really matters to us in this life, in terms of how to create a loving relationship in our lives, or in our communities, or in even in our families. A man and a woman have been living together for years, for decades. But they lack the element of love. The other partner just, kowtows to whatever the breadwinner says. Because that person is a breadwinner. It might be a man, it might be a woman, because that person is a breadwinner. But that does not imply that they have deep loving relationships. It's just like a contract. So, if we understand and implement these loving exchanges that are delineated in the Upadhyaya by Rupa Goswami, it will help us to better understand how to move forward in our social life, even in our devotional life. See, I met a young man in Washington State, in Portland, in America. So we had a program. And then, after the program, I was speaking with some of these guys one-on-one. And the gentleman, he said he was at the Bhakti Center as a brahmachari. I said, well, that's a nice place. Why did you leave? He said, because he didn't have any friend. He couldn't really point out somebody who loves him and whom he loves. So yes, you can be coming to this temple, but you need to create some relationship. Otherwise, you will not have that sense of responsibility. And if you don't find anybody who is living, who walks around to repose your affection and love, here is our lovable object. Sisi Goranda, Sisi Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. They will never disappoint you. No matter how much affection you put in them, they will never disappoint you. They will not go and have an affair with another woman or an affair with another man and broke your heart. So love implies that we have a lovable object we can trust. We can trust. How do we get to the level that we can trust somebody? If you can trust somebody, good for you. But the person you're hanging out with, do you trust them 10%, 100%? So the question is, how do we trust somebody? what are the elements to look out for to be able to get that input in that person, that trust. Before we go to that, to the elements of trust that will help to sustain our loving relationship, let's get some quick overview of Rupa Goswami's elements of loving relationship. I can give one. Rupa Goswami says, we have to confide in someone. We have to have someone we confide into, and also someone we can listen to. So I'm giving two. So I want us to, I want it to be participated. Maybe some other person can also use it. Yes?
Giving presents and receiving whatever what is given in return.
Charitable. Someone giving you charity, and be ready to also accept charity. Ask yourself, when was the last time you gave something to somebody? Even in your family, when was the last time you gave something to your spouse, to your kids? I asked some lady in London, my friend, she's a householder. She came to me to complain about her children, especially the first child. And then I studied children. In my master's degree, I studied children. Of course, PhD is management science. The master's, I studied children. So she came to complain, blah, blah, blah. The child did this. 8 years old child. So I asked her, when was the last time you told any of your children, and especially this boy you're complaining about, when was the last time you told him, darling, I love you? She said she cannot remember. She cannot remember. A parent cannot remember when they compliment your child, when they emotionally compliment your child. And then this is what children want. See, this tongue, it could be destructive. It could be also a nation builder. I repeat, this tongue can build nations. It can also run down even continents, even the whole world. The tongue has no bone, but it's very, very powerful. So we can use the tongue for reconstructive dealings. So you have a child, at least express to compliment your child. That is an element of affection. That is because see, some people love their children, and some people love their parents. It doesn't mean that they're having sex with their parents or with their children. You cannot say there's no love. No, there's an element of love in this world, except that people don't really understand the phenomenon of love in details and how to apply the very tools for sustaining the relationship. So we mentioned, yes, can you help us with that?
Yes, to offer prasadam and accept prasadam.
He said that is charity.
Oh, the presents, giving presents.
Oh, giving presents, okay. Prasadam, yeah. Prasadam, in most cases, it's free. You come to the temple, you can always get prasadam. And you may meet somebody out there, and I remember I was in Sankirtan one time in New Jersey, and it was during the winter. So I was at the bus stop waiting to buy the bus, and then one lady was there smoking. Another lady came also, not knowing that she's also a smoker. And immediately they built connections. They built very close relationships. They started exchanging and all these things. The other lady gave her a secret. The one who was smoking gave her a secret. Gift. Immediately, they became connected. So giving gifts is something that creates a bond. Receiving gifts also facilitates bonding. And so when we have children, we have spouses, we can use these tools in creating a better relationship I remember I was in Delhi one time, and a young man from Pune, he said he had a lot of affection from my Guru, my Bhakti Swami, and all of a sudden he left the planet, so he was devastated. So he came to me, he met me in Pune, he met me in Delhi temple, and he said, "Oh Maharaj, this and this, your Guru, I was very much affectionate towards him, I like his teachings and his demeanor. All of a sudden he left. I feel very sad and devastated. Can you be my Shiksha Guru?" I said, "Of course, I don't mind. I mean, I can help you with whatever you want." And so we're having some rapport a couple of days. Then one day he said he was going to leave, and I should give him, I should help him with a question. I said, "What is the question?" He said, I should tell him what he could do to create a more loving relationship in his family. He has a young wife with 3 kids. I said, "Oh, I have the answer." He said, "Please tell me." Eagerly waiting to hear from me. So I said, "When you get back home, call your wife. When she's happy, you are happy. You want deep, loving relationship in your family. Call your wife and sit her down on the table. Ask her that, 'Oh, Maharaji, see, I've been living with you. We have kids. I love you. Now tell me, what are the things I do in this family that you don't feel comfortable with, that you think I should adjust my life so that we can deepen our love relationship in this family with our children?'" So I told him that. I said, "This is the formula. If you want to have sustainable relationship, loving relationship, this is the formula you can apply." And he looked at me right in the face, and he told me, "Maharaj, if I ask my wife this, she will bring a whole long list." I said, "Then you're not a good man." So sometimes people go to the doctor and they're trying to undergo some diagnosis. The doctor succeeds in diagnosing us and then tells us our problem and gives a prescription, and then we complain, "Oh, that tablet is too bitter. I cannot take it." So love is not something you buy in the air. It's emotion, attitude that is built on self-sacrifice. You have to go out of your comfort zone. If you have a reason to not go, but you have the joy to go out of your comfort zone to help somebody when you could have a good excuse not to. And when people are in distress, that is when they want to see who reposes affection in them, who loves them. Therefore, it's so easy to create loving relationships, but we have to take the cue from Rupa Goswami and see that principle, how we are not living in a, we as a tree, we are not living, we're trying to create a forest by ourselves. A tree cannot make a forest. And in management science, we say that the principle of synergy is the bedrock of innovation. Synergy means when people come together to brainstorm, to generate some ideas, do something, their results will be most amazingly bigger, greater than individuals having to generate their individual ideas and bringing the results together. So when people work in teams, even in the family, sometimes we think, especially we the men, we think we know everything. What can you tell me? You're just a woman. And this brings a lot of disjointed, loving feelings. Again, I like giving graphic examples. I met this family. I was staying with them. I was in Irvine in Laguna Beach in California. So the temple management asked one couple, their grandparents. Their kids are grown up. They're married, gone away, they got their own homes. But we are going to a program. The wife was sitting behind the husband. I was sitting with the husband in the front. She was having the directions to the place we are going. The wife was reading directions to the husband. The husband completely ignored this woman. Completely ignored, as if she was not existing. He ignored her completely. So then she got like exasperated. So she told him, all right, if you are not even taking the instructions I have, could you call the host so that you can request for directives so that we don't get late to the program, because Maharaj will be giving the talk. So he called the host. He said, I need the directives to your house. The host sent to him exactly what the wife has. Exactly. Not even a word is missing. Exactly what the wife has. So when we got to the gate, he stopped. He alighted to go and press the bell. So I came out from the car. The wife also came out. So he was a little bit, like a little distance away from us. And then the wife turned to me and said, so, in this world, if you're a woman, whatever you say is wrong. I turned to her. I said, Mataji, what your husband did is very wrong. See, I don't know you people before. This is my first time of coming to your home. But what he did with my own witness, it is very wrong. That is a serious emotional abuse. And then her countenance changed. Because she was very furious when she was asking. She was very angry. So her demeanor immediately changed. She thought, oh, no, oh, man, like that. So yes, we may have a spouse, but are we reposing our affection for that person? We may have children. Are we reposing our affection for those children? So love is not something you buy in the air. It's something we need to practice, to develop. It's something we can practice to develop. And Rupa Goswami gives the rudiments on how to do that. And therefore it is important that we understand the very basic principle Lord Krishna has given to us. Lord Krishna said, Mama Evam Sujiva Loka, Jiva Buddha Sanatana. That we are all past, we is past and past. In other words, we are a family. If we are a family, it makes it easy to be able to work together, to trust someone, to repose our affection in someone. It's difficult to repose your trust in a stranger you don't know. And so, if we try to implement the basic principles that Rupa Goswami has given to us, in terms of having someone with trust in our life, confidentially, sharing, and also listening. Because sometimes we get into our jobs and our duties or our services and we tend to be too busy. Someone is in distress, they come to us and we say, I'm too busy. Especially if you're a team leader, you have to sacrifice your comfort. You have to sacrifice your comfort for your team members, to listen to them, to give them appropriate time, quality time. I've seen this even in our movement. People are engaged in different services and they use Krishna service as a facade to emotionally abuse their spouses and their children. I've seen it. I'm too busy. When you have a family and you don't give quality time to your family, that is an emotional abuse. We can't use Krishna to emotionally abuse people. If you don't have the time to give quality, if you know you don't have time to give to your family, your spouse, your children, why have a spouse?
Yeah.
Don't keep one in your house as, have one. Just be like me without one. But if you have to, but if you are determined to have a family, be prepared. You have to make some sacrifice. I'm sorry, see, these things we don't overly discuss it in our communities, but it's time to overcome that type of too much into or what I will call we are spiritualists. It's like a taboo. We don't talk about some of these things, right? But we are householders. And we are afraid to discuss about the activities or the events in household life. What type of life is that? We are householders, and it's like, how many parents discuss with their children when their children become adolescent? How many parents sit down their kids and discuss with them about their puberty, the challenges in puberty or puberty? We're too busy. You invoke children into this world, you're not ready for them. And that's not love. How many times in the past 6 months you told your child, I love you? You don't need they don't need big resources for this, but people want to hear this tongue. You just tell them that you love kids. You tell this little kid, I love you. He will take you for your words. He will watch you to see whether you do according to your words. Oh yeah. I won't get afraid to tell them because we know we're not going to act according to our words. Oh yeah. So we have to see how we revamp our knowledge of love and reconstruct our misdirected information about love so that we can become better upholders of the principle of loving devotional service. We can't say we love Krishna. In fact, Lord Krishna mentioned in his conversation with Arjuna in the Padma Purana, he said, those who say they are my devotees, they are not. Those who are devotees are my devotees. They are the authentic devotees. So we can't say we love Krishna and we hate everyone around us. We can't really say we love this person. And Krishna is expecting us. Krishna is very good with loving dealings. He has boyfriends. He has also gopis. And even his own boyfriends, they are ready to sacrifice anything for Krishna. The gopis were ready to sacrifice anything for Krishna. How many people in our lives are ready to sacrifice everything for us? So that is how we can measure the quality of love, quality of trust that people have in us. And so, we don't want to take too much into the time, but the essential principle is that Rupa Goswami has given us 6 tools to use in generating loving relationships in our communities, in our families, in our friendships. And we should seek for feedbacks. Seeking for feedback could be a challenge because in case we don't want to change, we are so maladjusted that we can't be adjusted, then we don't seek for feedback. If we want to create loving relationships in our families, we have to seek for feedback. We have to ask our spouses, even their own children, you should ask them, what are the things you are doing that they don't feel comfortable in the family, so that you can adjust yourself. Okay, maybe there are some comments or questions in this. Any comments or questions? How much time do we have?
We have 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes. I would like to make an announcement.
Yes, Bolu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving me time for my answer. And I was thinking about, and I came to the conclusion that love is acceptance. That's what I found out with my children. I do fully accept the way they look, the way they are, who they want to become. So I think love is to accept somebody fully. But what does not mean that there can also be consequences, even if I accept him fully. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Yes. Manu.
Yes.
How can I start to love Krishna, and how long it will take to really love Krishna fully?
Oh, Dhruva, it took him just 6 months. See, love, it takes somebody 6 months to perform it puts in a lot of endeavor in the love relationship. It took him only 6 months. And so, if somebody meets you and they just tell you, I love you, because you're very beautiful, then I don't think that is authentic love. They are interested in exploiting your body. Lord Krishna says in the Gita that we human beings, conditioned souls, we are experts in exploiting the resources of material nature. And the human bodies are also, these are resources of material nature. So we are very good at exploiting bodies. And therefore, we have that infusion, and we tend to display it. And then the people in general, they don't know our nature of exploitation. And then they also, play along with us. So with Krishna, it depends on the intensity of your devotion. Dhruva took him just 6 months. But if you're doing intense bhajan, it's very easy. Sometimes people say, it's impossible to attain love for Krishna. No, it is possible. The mind tells us it's not possible, but it is possible. So yeah, back to your question, what you're asking about the metacognitive time frame required to attain love for Krishna. I don't know. I know Dhruva it took him only 6 months. The dependent factors, the dependent variables, one major principle is the intensity of our sadhana, intensity of our devotion, intensity of our services to people around us. Because the people around us they could be the same people who will be sitting or standing by us on our deathbed. That is why we have to create some loving relationships in our communities. So if we are lovingly disposed, we're caring, we're seeking for feedbacks so that we can improve. Yeah, we can make expedited advancement in the process of our loving service to Krishna. Good. Nobody can tell exactly because individuals are different and the intensity of the devotion is also different. Yes, Dhruva took only 6 months. All right. So, yes, please.
Don't you think that Hare Krishna, don't you think that Hare Krishna Maharaj, don't you think that logic is killing love?
What?
Logic. Our logical thinking is killing love.
Logical thinking is killing love.
Because we cannot trust, we cannot accept.
Well, you can trust, but there are some elements of trust. So that's the science of trust. It's a big thing in management science, trust. Oh yeah. 2012, we had a conference at Harvard University, one of the Ivy Leagues in America. And the question that was posed by the professor that all professors came in to make some contribution is why it is so difficult to trust management. In all these big corporations, it's so difficult to trust management, according to research. The workers, once statistics I got, in America, like 75%, there was a research, recent research, and about 75% of the workers, they don't trust their leadership. So you can just imagine the morale of the workforce. So, love is real, and logic does not destroy love. Logic simply makes you to be rational, so that you don't have to place your love. Say, suppose your love is a round peg. Let's assume your love is a round peg. It's supposed to go into a round hole, then it will fit in nicely. If you place that round peg in a square hole, it's called a social misfit. This is what we do all the time. We put a round peg in a square hole. And then, it's a social misfit. We don't get the satisfaction that we deserve. So yeah, logic just makes you to be rational, to be reasonable. And you don't fall prey to unnecessary and unhealthy situations. Trust can be verified. First thing is that competence. This person I want to trust, or the person I'm trusting, is he competent? We have confidence, we have trust in the doctors because they are trained for many years. They use knife on people. We can't trust a robber who's carrying a knife. But we trust the same knife. A doctor carries it. We trust them. We give our body to them. Do whatever you like. So yes, trust can be developed. You have to see the competency of the person. Character. Does this person have dignity? Does he have integrity? Yeah. If we have to trust somebody, we have to figure out, does he or she walk their talk? Confidentiality. Does he keep something I tell him or her confidentially? Or he takes it to the streets? We have to test the person. Show small, very minor thing. Share with the person whether they keep it to themselves. Or they take you and go to backbite to everybody. If they do that, they're going to take you to talk with other people. That is a red flag. So trust, in other words, love is a science. You can learn to develop love in people, but you have to know the science. Yeah. So back to the point, your logic is important for our daily living, so that we don't get bemused at any given time. If we're logical, we reason straight. If someone tells us blah, 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 we can tell them, I hear you. I'll get back to you. You don't surrender to someone because they talk. Krishna tells us about flowery language. We have to be careful about flowery language. But we have to use scientific tools to be able to verify even the phenomenon. Yeah, otherwise it makes our lives very, very, we become like endangered species. We can't blame anybody. We have to blame ourselves if we become statistics. In other words, if we become a victim, we have to blame ourselves because we fail to learn the art, we fail to learn the science of love. We don't know anything about love. Someone tells us, I love you. They have a crush on you and they say they love you. about what is this? So yeah, logic is not condemned. Rather, it's a tool for assessing trust and love. Okay. Let us see more. See, I've been working on this type of things for years in academia. Yeah. So again, thank you to you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Srila Bhakti Vasudeva Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for giving us such a pragmatic insight on the topic of love in action. And I was mentioning before the class that we would like to make an announcement, and the topic actually was chosen in connection with this announcement, and I would like to Rasa Shairam Prabhu, if you also come. So Rasa Shairam Prabhu has already mentioned he's having the responsibility for all our events in this temple, including the Sunday program. And we are brainstorming sometimes how we can improve our experience, especially the devotional experience. And we heard about the theory of love. And of course, theory should always be applied. And Maharaj was speaking about the 6 principles of loving exchange, which Rupa Goswami gives. And these, I hope you remember them: to give gifts, to receive gifts, to share one's mind in confidence, to also listen to others when they share their mind, and to give prasadam and to accept prasadam. And prasadam, for those who are new, that's the sanctified food which we usually serve at 5 o'clock, which is now. And especially to this aspect of sharing love, Srila Prabhupada, our founder, he actually established a culture of serving prasadam which is quite different from how it is done currently. So now we have a buffet, meaning people can go like you go to a shop and you get it yourself. But actually the culture, how he taught us, is that people, they sit and somebody serves the prasadam. That's the tradition, and the reason for that, it gives a much more deep experience of how love can be shared. And that's now the practical application, and I would like to ask Rasa Shairam Prabhu to share with us how we would like to integrate that principle in our Sunday program.
Yeah, so as you know, the Sunday program is happening in this temple since the start of this temple, like more than 40 years. And all the time we are serving prasadam in the buffet way. And we were thinking, because the traditional way is to invite the guests to sit, and we go around with the food, with the prasadam, and serve them. We're thinking to at least have a try in this temple, this way of serving. So next Sunday, we would like to start with the trial. So I usually know people who come to our temple, they usually go up the stairs when they enter immediately to the prasadam. Don't do this. Next time, be here, come to the lectures and sit here. So we will bring the prasadam here, and we will try to organize as best as possible that you know how to sit in rows. We will rearrange a little bit some things. Also in the other room, we try to everyone to sit nicely in rows, and we would like to go around with the buckets of prasadam and serve you. So this is a trial. This means experimentation and also adaptation. Some of you might think, why are they trying this? Or some of you may think, yes, let's try it. So whatever thoughts come to you, please allow us to experiment with this, and later come with your feedback to us and share your experience. So next time, please come here, stay here, and we will guide you how we will arrange it, and hopefully we can smoothly serve this prasadam.
Thank you, Rasa Shairam Prabhu. And one last thing, when we speak about this idea, often what we hear is it really practical? It's more practical like this. And last year we have been in India on a pilgrimage on foot, 1,500 people, and we would sleep in camps in fields. And every day, twice, 1,500 people would have prasadam in this way. And this showed to me that it's actually practical, but you need some affection. You need some desire to please somebody else. And that's sometimes more important than practical, because being practical just means we reduce everything to what's comfortable for me. But sometimes it's more important to do something what gives comfort to someone else. So, as Rasa Shahram Prabhu said, we want to experiment this. And please give your enthusiasm and support. You're also invited to help with serving. And of course, you're invited to accept prasadam. Are we into this? Haribo! So thank you very much. Please take prasadam now in the buffet, and the next time we'll serve it in the temple room. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.